Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Can you guys hear me? Was I on mute the whole time? I was gonna say nobody said anything. So I've been kind of just talking to myself this whole time? Is that what you're telling me, Pokefan? Dang it. Oh. I've wasted like 7 minutes of talking. Guess I'm gonna have to come up with a disclaimer when this goes live here in a little bit. I apologize, everyone. Streamlabs is just being stupid. I don't know why it wasn't picking up. Alright, going forward, if anyone can't hear me in the beginning, you might want to pitch in and say something. But anyways, I guess I'll have to repeat everything I said so far in this stream. Hey Axel05, what's up? Alright everyone, I apologize if it sounded like I was on silent forever. I just didn't realize my mic was not functioning. So, let's start over! So, I might have to put a little note at the bottom after the stream ends. But, so, if you're new to the channel, my name is Mitchell Mander, and I cover this series with these streams, and I also cover the series like with like episode discussions and stuff like that. I also do other stuff like video game streams too, so you should totally think about subscribing, liking the video, watching as much as you can, and yeah, join the live chat. We'd love to have you here. Yeah, I didn't even know I was on mute. Nobody was saying anything. I was kind of just trying to be like, hey, who's all here? Because we had a bit of a crowd. We have a bit of a crowd today. So, I don't know. Streamlabs is a very iffy system. I don't know why it did not work, but I unplugged and plugged it back in and now it works. Anyways, yeah, if you're new to the channel, do all that good stuff. But we usually I wait until the 5-minute mark to get started here, but since we've had a little bit of technical difficulties, we're starting a little bit later than normal, but yeah. What's up, Mike? Hello, fellow trainers. What's up, buddy? So I guess I'm gonna restart here. Also, the music here in the background, it's from a separate stream, Video Game Study Lounge. I have a link in the description. It's pretty cool stuff, video game lo-fi to chill and listen to. Well, thank you for letting me know, Pokefan, because this is something that's going to happen again. I guess I'm going to have to pay attention and make sure that everything's functioning going forward. Anyways, I'm going to restart because I already started actually recapping the episode. So, anyways, going with my, I guess, my thoughts on the episode. So, I like how this episode starts off. We're still kind of working on our reports. The kids need to submit their reports, trying to figure out what they're going to do. Like how Liko comes up to a bunch of squawkabillies that are different color than her grandma's, and they're a rare breed. And she tries to take a video of them, and she can't do that because she's used to taking selfies. And then I like Roy and Wattrel over here, Wattrel and Voikoko. They're doing their thing, but it's pretty clear that Voikoko has had a little bit more development than Wattrel because the birb just hasn't had a lot of screen time. Because they're competing, and Voikoko is just like one-upping Wattrel all the time. It includes going up a tree. Voikoko can use a flame charge to get up the tree, but Wattrel's still struggling with flying. And is trying to just get bigger berries than Voikoko, and then they end up fighting. But it's a bit frustrating for the little birb because, yeah, he's just not... it just doesn't seem like he's able to completely overcome his fear of flying. He still kind of struggles a little bit. He still can't fully do a few things here, so he's still got a little bit of work to do. So overnight, he actually does some training, and Roy actually figures this out. There's also a Capsicid that Roy happens to run into. More on that later. But well, basically, Wattrel's doing this train at night. Roy ends up encountering Rhyme in her Houndstone. It seems like she heard Roy singing too, and she does her rap, which was pretty nice. So I like this interaction, and I also like that she acknowledges Fuecoco. It seems that Fuecoco is getting a little bit stronger. It almost kind of implies that maybe an evolution is around the corner. Who knows? But anyways, Capsicid shows up at night, but unfortunately, Roy doesn't have his brightness on, so he's it's just completely dark. So I like how Dot's like, yeah, I'm gonna have to teach you guys how to shoot videos and stuff. So they're still doing their research, and Roy happens to be walking around. I want to say Wattrel and Fuecoco getting a little bit of a skirmish, and Wattrel ends up flying off because it seems Roy seemingly not necessarily blaming Wattrel, but it's like he just sees the tail end of it and thinks that Wattrel is picking fights here, so ends up flying off. But as they're kind of just walking on their own, they notice that Capsicid is actually trapped, and it looks like it's about ready to fall off a cliff. So Roy goes to help it, and almost ends up falling off the cliff. And I like how Fuecoco's scream alerts. Was it Fuecoco or Roy? I'm pretty sure it was Fuecoco, but I have to rewatch the episode, I guess. Ends up alerting Wattrel, who can find. This is where Wattrel shows quite a bit of it. Its training off. It seems like it paid off because it's actually able to save Capsicid. It actually struggles quite a bit, almost falling in the water in the river down below, but ends up actually overcoming this, saves Capsicid. However, Liko and Dot are doing their own thing, but Hatena actually notices that something's up and alerts them to something's amiss, and then they find that Roy's the one that's in a perilous situation. He's like, yeah, I can totally climb up, guys, and they're like, dude, no. This is super dangerous. Don't do it. And he goes to climb up and ends up slipping off, and it looks like this is the end for our boy Roy. That is until Wattrel shows up. And, using all this training, it seems like it bared some fruit as Wattrel ended up evolving, saving Roy, and then flying around. Unfortunately, Liko and Dot were so enamored by the Pokemon that just evolved that they were just so shocked and just surprised by it and excited about it that they didn't take a video of it. So yeah, that's unfortunate. Roy can't use that for his report. But yeah, our birb has grown up. Wattrel has evolved. So yeah, that's pretty much where the episode ends. But we get pretty much a hint for the next episode. So a little bit of a continuation into next week's episode, where it looks like the unworldly Pokemon is an Annihilate, which actually surprised me. I was actually expecting maybe like something generic like Gengar or something like that. But they're utilizing a new Pokemon, well, a new evolution at that. But Annihilate, cool, I like it. So yeah. So overall, I thought this was a very good episode. I really liked it. Had a really good time with this one. Another solid Roy episode. He is getting some really good development so far in Terrestrial debut, and I'm really happy about it. I think all the characters are getting pretty good development, but Roy has definitely needed it. And yep, now he has an evolved Pokemon. Now, Fuecoco, if you could, evolve, that'd be great. So, yeah. Overall, very good episode. I'm I've been leaning between an 8 and a 9. It's maybe an 8.5. We'll go with that maybe. Just a very good episode. I really like this one. I just kind of just subtract a point though, because like I'm sitting here, I'm like, this is a great episode for Wattrel, but like the beginning of the episode kind of indicated that like it's like, yeah, you know, Foy Coco had all this development and he's doing really good and he got even acknowledged by Rhyme, but like Wattrel, he's clearly lacking and is clearly falling behind. Could have used a little bit more screen time back in the day. So I kind of feel like this would have been better if, like, you know, maybe it had a little bit more screen time, a little bit more development beforehand. But overall, it was a nice episode. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, but, like, you know, what are you gonna do? It's gonna be kind of one of those, you know, wasted opportunities where it's like you could have had, you know, more opportunities to show its growth. But unfortunately, we didn't get that. But a nice evolution, and now Roy's got a pretty strong Pokemon, so he's pretty stacked now. Someone calling me? Dude, I'm not. I'm in the middle of something. In the middle of my stream. Give me a second, guys. Okay, anyways, got a little distracted there. Yeah, so I'd say probably 8.5 out of 10 is my rating. Let me get caught up in the chat here. Roy should have caught the little bugger. I'm usually not much of a fan of stacking up on types. You already have such diversity and all, but it fit. You know what, dude? I agree. He actually bonded really well with that Capsicid. I think it would have made a good addition to his team, even though you were right. But I don't know. It felt like it could work on his team. But yeah, sorry, I'm a little distracted here. It's one of those things where it's like, oh, this Pokemon would really work for this guy. Or work for this character, but yeah. I love this episode. What's up, Keyless Dragon Ball? It was good, but I think Kilowattrel's evolution was rushed in my opinion. Need more screen time. I agree. Yeah, I like this. This would have been like fine if like it had a little bit more development and a little bit more focus in the series. So like, it's just kind of a shame that it just like it. This is a great episode. It's just if it had a little bit more build up, I think it would have been like a perfect episode. Had a little bit more screen time, you know, a little bit more battle focus, and sure, this would have, you know, been fine. I wouldn't have had a problem with it. Just feels kind of like I feel like this would have been better if it didn't evolve, but it like overcame, it was starting to overcome its flying issues in this episode. And I think that would have been fine, or like a new move or something. And then evolves like here in a little bit. Then I think it would have been good. But look, I guess it's fine. You know, it is what it is now. I truly enjoyed this one. I still wish the Wattrel had a little bit more development and screen time or a new move. However, I am not going to bash it just because of that. 8.5 out of 10. For me, it was charming. Agreed. I guess we agree on the rating. I doubt the kids will get more Pokemon. I feel like maybe they'll at least get one more. I feel like that would be good. At least have 3. That'd be good. But they haven't really treated the secondary Pokemon as well as the their starter Pokemon. So it's yeah, needs to be a little bit more balanced there. Funny story, yesterday when I showed my mom the evolution, she literally went, "Is that Ash? He looks different?" Oh my gosh. Funny story, yesterday... Oh yeah, I already read that. Oh, Fizzle Wizard, you're back. Actually, before I go any further, it looks like my thing is not plugged in. Give me a second. Plug is actually acting up. Alright, let me try and put it into the top slot here. Okay, it looks like it's plugged in now. Alright, anyways, back. I feel like if the kids got more Pokemon, it would result in new Pokemon getting forgotten, like with Wattrel during a good chunk of the second arc. Yeah. Again, they need to really find balance with that. I feel like there was a good balance. Well, I guess maybe not. And Sun and Moon, they did a rather good job with how they balanced their Pokemon, but Ash had a fuller team than everybody else, too. I don't know. I feel like maybe one more Pokemon for each would be fine. But just learn how to balance it a little bit better. You had to explain who Roy was and also who Liko and Dot was, and that Horizons was a sequel series. Huh. I see. She's probably like, what? They got rid of Ash. Why? Lol. That's funny, though. Okay, so I guess, what would you guys... I know PokeFan rated the episode, but for everyone else out there that's in the chat, what would you give the episode rating? Overall. I'm gonna go with 8.5. I thought it was a very solid episode. It would have been, like, it'd be at least a 9 if, like, Wattrel had a little bit more screen time. So I gotta kind of just, dock it a little bit just based on that. So just, what would you guys think? Enjoyed this episode just as much as the last one. Gotcha. In my fan series I've been working on, one of my main focus has been having them use their mons interchangeably and almost always have the second one out of the balls. Gotcha. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. Okay, that's fair. Anybody else want to give ratings? I'll give you guys one more minute to give your ratings, otherwise we're going to move on to the preview. I'm just waiting for someone to make an edit of Roy and his mom's getting mauled by a houndstone because of course someone would make that. Well, of course. You know how the internet works out there. Dude, we're almost at 10 likes. Can we get one more? And get up to 10? We are so close. Can we make it happen, y'all? Just one more like to 10. If you haven't liked that video, like the video or stream, you should probably do it. We have a good time here. It also helps me in the algorithm. Alrighty. If nobody's saying anything else, I guess we can move on to the preview. So obviously we know. Did someone just remove a like? Really? or is it just YouTube being funky? So going into this next episode, not really a whole lot of expectations for this one. It seems like this one could be a fun one. The unworldly obviously is Annihilate. Big shocker. I am very much looking forward to it. I think it could be a fun one. It's the last episode before we go back to the academy, so we're kind of stretching it out here. So I'm interested to see how it goes. I'm very interested to see how Annihilate is in the episode and see how the doppelgangers are, and just kind of just figure out whether they're just like random characters that just happen to be similar to Liko, Roy, and Daughter. Like we entered some parallel universe thanks to Annihilate. Can Annihilate even do that? Who knows? That's a Pokemon anime. I guess they can make up whatever rules they want to. But also, looks like Terapagos is going to be in harm's way, so it leads me to believe that Hatena is probably going to learn a new move. Probably, maybe. Hopefully. Fingers crossed. We also might have an evolution down the road thanks to, certain merchandise being released. But, hey, we'll be talking about that in the video sometime next week. When we get to the preview bit, I have something pretty interesting to say, and it's about the doppelgangers. Well, we are at that point now, so go right ahead. But yeah, beyond that, I'm kind of intrigued by kind of what's coming next. I think this week we should have full-on summaries for the rest of the month. For the episodes airing this month. We have a short summary for next week's episode, but not a full-on one. But hey, the people that were saying, oh, we're going to have a break on the 28th, and then the first Friday in July, or July 5th, well, we're not having that break on the 28th at least. We could still have that one for July, but hey, let's probably wait until we get some more official information. I kind of felt like people were kind of jumping the gun on that. It's possible we could have had a break, but, let's wait until we kind of get the official confirmation. And our official confirmation is there is no break on the 28th. So, yeah. Okay, do one of two predictions. Hopefully, either Liko or Dot catches Annihilate, because, my gosh, I would die of hype. Or B, it could potentially not be wild and actually belong to Team Star Fighting Girl. Oh, shoot. I know who you're talking about. I happen to be on Bulbapedia, so. Team Star. I know her name. Aerie. It's Aerie. The tall girl. Okay, anyways. Yeah, that could be it. I guess I'm gonna just keep quiet because the person that watches the episode, I will just say this, not trying to kind of just dull the episode or anything, and you know, obviously this person does have a little bit of a bias, but one of the people that watched the episode early said it's kind of just the episode comes off a bit fillerish, which worries me. Makes me worried that Hatena's not going to learn a new move, which I hope that's not the case. But obviously, the same person also withheld that Wattrel was going to evolve until pretty much like just a couple days before the episode aired, so wouldn't be surprised if they're like, oh yeah, by the way, Hatena learns a new move. Lol. But who knows? Who knows? They can do whatever they want. So, I guess before I go any further, any thoughts on episode 53? What do you want to see in this episode? Like, besides a new move, potentially, what do you want from the characters? Like, the interactions, and what do you want from an Annihilate? Is there something that you, I guess, want to see? All she has is Confusion and Heal Pulse. Weirdly not listed on Bulbapedia and Heal Pulse. Wasn't... You know, it's kind of bad that I kind of forgot that Hatena knows Confusion. But yeah. I kind of forgot about that myself. Wasn't that utilized in her debut episode? I'll have to go back and rewatch that. Relying on you, Pokefan. Wow, we got 11 people here. What's up, y'all?
If you could, consider hitting that like button and subbing. That'd be cool. If you haven't subbed already. Like button would be appreciated. We're trying to get to 10 likes, maybe beyond that. So, I appreciate it. You're all the best.
I've seen people behind Copium saying that Annihilate is Ash's primate. Why would it be Ash's primate though? Wasn't primate like working on being like a boxer? I mean, it's been a long time since I watched that episode, so I might have to go and rewatch it. But didn't it like stay behind just to kind of train and stuff? Like, so what's the fan theory? Is Ash never came back, so it got really angry, evolved, and now it haunts people. In Paldea, for some reason, it like said, "I don't want to be in Kanto anymore. I'm just gonna go over here to Paldea." It was the episode where she hit that guy in the head with a shovel. Oh yeah. Ouch. That's gotta hurt. It's gonna leave a little mark. One of my friends recognized it. It was Confusion, so I'm just going off what she said. Oh. It could have been Confusion, or maybe it like partly knows it, or just part of it. It doesn't fully know it. Who knows? Pokemon Master Journey's OST official channel. What's up? Welcome in. I hope Liko Satena learns a new move on in the next episode. Me too. Atena again. Now that Wattrel is now Kilowattrel, the next Pokemon that needs development is Hatena, and well, you know, hey, we could get an evolution down the road, but for now, it kind of needs to, you know, actually, fight and stuff. Otherwise, its evolution would just kind of it'd feel kind of unearned, honestly. I just look on Bulbapedia, and apparently this is the first episode to have no Gen 1 Pokemon ever? Really? Oh, that probably might make sense, because obviously Pikachu is like, Ash's Pikachu is in like every episode, so that would make sense, but I didn't even think about that. That's crazy. Axel5, thank you for bringing this to my attention. Now, this is the first episode of the main series anime to not feature any Gen 1 Pokemon. That is wild. Never thought I'd see the day.
Look, we have to remind everybody that Kanto exists. Kanto exists, guys. Don't you remember Kanto? Kanto with the original 151. Where it all started. We just gotta remind you every gen.
Wow, no Gen 1 Pokemon, man. The OG people gonna riot. I'm gonna bring it up to Jeff and Mr. Metapod himself and get his thoughts on this, and he's gonna talk about how much of a disgrace it is that Metapod didn't show up. I don't even think Metapod's been in the series yet, so... Well, guess he ain't watching. If you ever see him on a stream, just be like, hey, Jeff X, when do you think Metapod is showing up in Horizons? He'll probably be like, I'm not watching until Metapod shows up. Speaking of Gen 1, has a Meowth appeared in the series? I'm pretty okay, maybe Pokefan can back me up here, but didn't a Meowth show up in episode 40? That episode with the Sprigatito episode where they went to the like cat area where it had like, you can see like Litten and its evolution line. I'm pretty sure a Meowth was in that episode. I can even look right now to kind of just back myself up. In fact, I'm gonna do that as long as Bulbapedia like cooperates with me. I'm gonna do that right now. Might as well do it while I have it on my mind. And I have the page pulled up anyways, so. Today we're at episode 43, 42, 41, and 40. Oh yeah, Meowth in its Galarian form. Oh, did a regular Meowth show up in this episode? Okay, maybe not. Maybe not. At least Meowth Galarian form showed up. But according to Bulbapedia, it's just the Galarian form and two of them. Unless it showed up in a different episode that I'm not thinking of. Unless it was like a background character. But you kind of have to, soul search for that throughout the episodes and be like, oh, there's a Meowth. There it is. What has no and so Kanto more like can't know. Yeah, I kind of think like it is kind of a nostalgia problem where like they kind of are a little bit over reliant on Kanto. Honestly, it's kind of like with Sonic with Green Hill Zone. It's like, hey guys, you remember Green Hill Zone? You know, the first level ever in Sonic. We're just gonna bring it back every game kind of like that. It's kind of like one of those things where it's like, okay, you know, cool, but like, you know, kind of need to, you know, eventually, you know, kind of move on from that. It's a little bit bloated after a while. Hey, Josh London, what's up? Welcome in. I don't think we've seen a Wobbuffet either. Actually, I thought I saw a Wobbuffet listed in one of these episodes, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Well, Gen 1 Pokemon are really iconic. That's true, but, you know, we kind of don't need to, like, have it shoved in our face all the time. It's like Charizard. Like, I like Charizard, don't get me wrong, but, like, it feels like it gets special treatment, if you know what I mean. 2 Megas, a Gigantamax form, you know. It's featured, like, every gen, it feels. It was Leon's main Pokemon. Hey, Freed has a Charizard, too. And, like, I get it, yo, but, like, it gets a little bit, like, bloated after a while, because it kind of, like, takes away a little bit from the newer mons. I kid you not, half the Sonic level in Hub World and Lego Dimensions is Green Hill Zones. See what I mean? Like, I get it. It's the first level ever. You know, it has like one of the most iconic. It's one of the most iconic, you know, OSTs from, like, you know, early retro games. You know, it's like one of the things you think about with, like, early Sonic, honestly. But, like, we don't need it remade all the time. It was a nice surprise in Sonic Adventure 2, but, like, beyond that, it's like, okay, Generations, it's like, all right, we're bringing back old stages, and then it's like, oh, Forces, we're in Green Hill Zone. Okay. But I'm just saying, it's just... look, I don't mind having the Pokemon in the games, it's just, like... sometimes it's a little bit overused. I guess that's one thing that's good about Terras, is that, like, every Pokemon can terrestrialized. And it's not, like, specific Pokemon are, like, limited to certain, like, forms and stuff. So it allows any Pokemon to Terra, at least the ones that are allowed in Scarlet and Violet, that is. There's that, too, so... let's not open up another controversy, though, so... that's a whole can of worms right there. But yeah. Anyways, enough about that. Okay, guys, we got 6 people here. What else do you guys want to chit-chat about regarding the episodes? And what do you think is going to happen? I guess we can do a little bit of speculating here for this last segment of the stream. What do you think is going to happen, you know, as we go back to the academy and, you know, Freed's off doing his own thing, and the kids are back at the academy. Gonna think we're gonna have a little academy arc? You think Freed's gonna, you know, go out and discover something? What do you think is coming up next? I won't lie. I wish we had at least a special terraforms from Meowscarada, Skelly Dirge, and Quavial. I don't like its name. Along with Ogrepon and Terrapagos, nothing else, just those 3. I mean, I get it. I don't know, I feel like Terrapagos, they kind of fumbled with Terrapagos in the DLC, really. I was honestly kind of disappointed with it. I was expecting a little bit more, but... oh well. Oh, hey, this song's got a lo-fi remix. Oh, yeah. I probably should know that. I've heard this before. Okay. So, what I think probably, we got a little bit of merchandise here. I think a Pokefan might know what I'm referring to. I put it in my Discord. So, yeah, by the way, if you want to join the Discord, you can go ahead and join that. It should be in the description. Just be sure to follow the rules and, be respectful and all that stuff. But I posted in our anipoke chat, there is a little bit of there was an image that came out. There's some merchandise, but there was another image that came out hinting at evolution for Hatena. But interesting enough, Screamtail was actually shown, and it's clearly animated, or kind of get the anime's art style for it, I should say. And makes you wonder. Makes you wonder if we're gonna be running into some Paradox Pokemon before the end of the arc. Maybe Freed's the one that runs into them. I feel like it would be Freed before the kids, since he's doing his own thing. But who knows? He could actually go to Area Zero, guys, on a solo trip. If they do something like that, I want a trailer. Is it just me, or we haven't had a trailer in a long time? I think we got like a mini one for like Terrestrial debut, but it feels like we haven't had like a full-on one like in recent times. So like they should start doing that again. Maybe Dot and Penny bond, Nimona and Roy battle more. Liko potentially meets Arven. Of course, the explorers getting involved in Sango fighting against. Sorry, that stupid YouTube thing is blocking it. Fighting against trying to not be expelled. That's funny. Yeah, those are actually all good predictions right there. I don't know why YouTube has the heart symbol right by the chat here, so it kind of blocks off like some of the chat for me. It's kind of annoying. Oh, we got an Octopath song playing. Nice. I love the music in this game. Freed. Spots a Paradox Pokemon. Freed. Gas. Oh, it's just a Jigglypuff from above. Nothing to see here. That'd be funny if they brought that gag back just for that. As a little bit of a throwback. We got 10 people here. We got a decent crowd. I guess I will show one more time. I'd appreciate it if you haven't already liking the stream. We're almost at 10 likes, guys. Can we do it? Can we get the 10 before the end of the stream? I would appreciate it. Thanks, please, and thankies. Okay, anyways. Now the kids potentially getting a Paradoxmon could be fun, trying to tame these prehistoric or robotic AU Pokemon that basically need to be kept secret because Area Zero is a legit government base. That would be something. Like even Clavel didn't want you talking about it. Yeah, probably that info gets out, probably cause a little bit of a mass panic. I'd be a little bit suspicious. I'd be like, what's going on in this crater that's in the middle of our region? Seems a little suspicious. Probably should do some investigating, Okay, I apologize, everyone. I am like getting like inundated with messages and stuff, so I'm kind of just distracted by that. But I know there's about 5 of you guys here still, but does anybody else want to chat? Talk about anything? Like, what do you guys think? I know PokeFan gave his thoughts, but what are you guys thinking for after we go back to the academy? What do you think's gonna happen? What do you think Freed's gonna be up to? I'd like to hear your thoughts. Also vote if you haven't already. Let's kind of take a look at the polls. Dude, someone gave this a lower than 5 rating. Who did that and why? Please. I must know what you didn't like about this episode. 8-7 is winning with 50% of the votes out of 18 votes, so 9 votes. 8 people voted for 10-9, and 1 person voted for lower than 5. I would say the general consensus is that this was a very solid episode, so yeah. I won't lie, I've seen anime fans literally follow the Indigo Disc stuff just for the anime. They got upset when it wasn't related, and I'm just like, it's not supposed to be. Really? I was gonna say, did we not forget what happened in our prior series where we just kind of just skipped over Isle of Armor? And Crown Tundra we kind of just like did only a little bit with. I do wonder if we're gonna get the Brave Asagi up and running again, because it's been itching to see Cleavor eventually. Not that I hate this arc. I'm curious about the last hero mons. I get it. I'm just gonna be completely honest. I think that this arc was a very necessary arc for the series to move forward and kind of just carry on from here, because one of the biggest problems that the series had, and this became very apparent going into Chapter 2, was that Liko and Roy, while they are brand new trainers and they are clearly developing, and Dot now, but while they were developing, they clearly were just outmatched by like everybody they were going up against. They were going up against trainers like the Explorers, and then obviously Pokemon that they were just not equipped to go up against. They were just nowhere near strong enough to handle. Not to mention Freed kind of constantly was saving them, which is fine like early on, but after like a certain amount of time it kind of gets a little tedious. And it's like, okay, well, are they going to, be able to do things on their own? Are they going to be able to, develop? Because, like, I feel like that was kind of holding them back. And with this arc, it's actually a breath of fresh air for the series, where Liko, Roy, and Dot can be independent. They don't need to, Freed supervision like 24/7. They're kind of out on their own. They're doing their own thing. They're all getting stronger. I know Spiritito evolved before all this happened, but they're developing, they're getting their Terra Orbs. They're going to be able to terrestrialize their Pokemon, which is going to enhance their strength. And we got, Roy evolving as Wattrel in this episode, so they are clearly developing. So I think by the time we go back out, once this arc concludes, in like 20 episodes or so, they're going to be capable. They're going to be a lot more capable. So going up against like the other Explorers, they're going to, put up more of a fight. So that's what I think. Like this arc is serving that purpose. It's fixing kind of an issue the series had, and by the time it's over, we're gonna see like a stronger Liko, Roy, and Dot. They might have some strong Pokemon after that point. Evolving their Mons and stuff. So, but I get your point. I know we're probably not going to be continuing this until later this year, unfortunately. But I think this is something people have been looking for. And I also am one of those advocates for showing off like the most recent generation. While I'm not the biggest fan of the Scarlet and Violet games, I do like the characters, and the anime has a different route than the game, so they can showcase these characters. don't want a repeat of the prior series where we got Galar, but we got it in crumbs, and we like skipped over a bunch of characters and places, and it just came off largely unsatisfying. At least here, we're, you know, showcasing the characters. We're spending a significant amount of time in Paldea, and it's good, so that when we actually leave, you know, I honestly will feel pretty satisfied with kind of the Paldea content. We even got a little bit of Galar in the series, so to make up for the loss in the prior series. So, hey, look, you know, that's one thing that Horizons is doing better. So, I just think that this was unnecessary. The bottom line is, I think this was a very necessary arc for the series to continue. Like, if we would have if Chapter 3 would have been us going to find Cleavor, you know, we would have still had the same issues that were present. And that's kind of why people were a little bit burned out in Horizons during Chapter 2. We had a lot more people saying, oh, I'm not watching the series anymore and stuff like that. And I disagree with some of them, but there's some that I'm like, okay, you know, you make a fair point, you know? That, like, a lot of people kind of have an issue with, like, you know, Freed and the others kind of being present in the series. And while I don't have that issue, I can see the argument for, you know, them, you know, being there, kind of being an issue sometimes. But again, I feel like when we get done with this arc, we're going to have stronger Gilroy and Dot, you know, carrying on. They're going to be more capable of handling themselves. That's what I'm excited to see. Like, if we go, I will say, if we go out of this arc and, like, they're still struggling and being saved by Freed constantly, then I will actually be, like, pretty upset about that. So, let's just hope that doesn't come to pass. Anyways, kind of had to get that all off my chest. Oh yeah, because after Cleavor and Entei, then what? Then probably the finale. The final arc or something. I definitely need training and teaching. Quote, my favorite show, school is not the enemy. School is here to prepare you. There is no parents or guardians. You are on your own. Crumbs for the cockroaches. Yeah, I just think that, like, again, in order for these characters, like, if we, like, I get that, like, how the series is structuring stuff, but, like, if we want these characters to progress, we kind of need them to kind of just go out on their own and, you know, develop on their own. And that's what this arc or this chapter is doing. It's serving that purpose. Like, Freed and the other Rising Bolt tacklers were not present in this episode or the last episode. And I'm actually fine with that. We're taking a little bit of a breather from, you know, traveling around the Brave Asagi. So we don't necessarily need the Rising Bolt tacklers kind of here every episode. So it's a nice little break that we have from, you know, the norm. And the kids can, you know, go off and do their own thing and, you know, go through school, pass the terrestrial course and stuff. And, you know, by the time this is done, they'll have their Terror Orbs. Oh, shoot, it's 1 o'clock and the sirens are going off. Oh, boy. Okay, well, we are 1 hour now into the stream, so is there anything else anybody wants to chat about? It's just been me and PokeFan hanging out here. I know I can't stream for too much longer. I don't know if anybody's streaming right now. Let me check really quickly. Oh, we can... I do have a raid target for us, by the way. I'm actually going to get this ready, so... Give me... wait. I agree. In my fan series, I have this arc of Freed feeling like he needs to protect and baby the 3 kids, but Ash just always says we mentoring, not putting them on a leash. We intervene if needed. Oh, because I like seeing them get help and also grow. Yeah, like I said, like I didn't have a problem in the early parts of the series, like the first, okay. So the first chapter is titled Liko and Roy Set Off. So obviously they are, embarking on their journey, and they very much don't know what they're doing. It was very evident early on. And they kind of were slowly growing, and then they both end up getting their first their first catch outside their starter, during that first chapter as well. So it was perfectly fine for them to, be very inexperienced back then. Once we get into chapter 2, it's like, all right, they've kind of, been out and about for a little bit, so... and then we kind of had Freed still saving them constantly, and it was like, okay, well, are we going to see them, be able to be independent? Like, that's kind of the questions that people were starting to get. It was like, what, like... They're being saved all the time by the adults, or, like, specifically Freed, so it's like, what... Like... Are they gonna actually be able to, work on their own, be independent on their own, and stuff like that? So yeah, I don't have the biggest issue with it. It's just after a while, it's like, okay, we kind of need them to grow and learn on their own. But if I keep saying that, I'm just gonna keep repeating myself. So I won't do that. Okay. I was saying aside when I added Ash for fun, we don't need him to return to enjoy Horizons. Yeah, I think that I already spoke my 2 cents on my opinion on the whole thing. So I think that if they do bring him back, they still need to handle it correctly. And people kind of need to understand that he he's not the main character anymore, so he's not gonna be here like permanently at that point. He might be here for a couple episodes. But my personal route that I would take would be the movie route. I feel like that would be the best way to handle it, but who knows. He may be my favorite, but he's not necessary to carry the story. Exactly. This exactly, Pokefan. I mean, look at Pokemon Chronicles. Like, the side characters kind of had their own episodes, and they were kind of, carrying on their own. So you had that, too. And then the thing, too, is that, like, with the way that they kind of structured a story, it had to kind of, end eventually. Like, if they kept going on and just having them lose the league over and over and over and over and over again, after a while it's going to turn people off. And people are going to be like, well, why am I still watching this? Like, I've been watching this for years and he just lost again. That's kind of like why when the whole Kalos League fiasco happened, it was a huge uproar. I don't know if you were there for that, Pokefan, but I was there for it. And it was, oh boy, it was a pretty crazy day, to say the least. Back then, they used to have the episode previews on TV Tokyo, and obviously you had dislikes back then. It got, like, massively disliked. I think it was, like, a few hundred, like, likes to, like, 100,000 dislikes. Maybe I'm exaggerating a bit, but it was like in the tens of thousands at least, dislikes. It was a crazy ratio, and people were not happy in the comments. Both Japanese and in English. It was one of those days where you kind of, like, after a while, you kind of had to just, like, alright, I am just going to take, like, a week off from social media, because this is pretty bad. It was bad. Heck, I only had him join the Rising Spectaculars to find his path and advance his goal of befriending Pokemon, and then eventually after helping them, he leaves and goes who knows where. Ah, gotcha. I mean, that kind of just carries on with, like, you know, the ending of Aim to be a Pokemon Master. So I wasn't... Okay, so I wasn't at the time because I used to not be allowed to do anything Pokemon related, but when I was allowed, I was like, nah, bro. Really? Interesting. Yeah. I'm an OG fan, so I've been in this fandom for quite a while now, so I know how it is around here's. But yeah, it's one of those things where it's like, it's one of those periods of times I kind of look back and I'm just like, wow. I'm like, the fandom is better now, but yeah, it was, some people were extremely toxic. It was bad. There are certain episodes of X and Y that people were just not happy with, like the results. A certain or dance episode comes to mind, if you know what I'm referring to. When I rejoined the fandom in the ending of Alola, that's why Alola bias is so strong. Oh, you joined at the right time too. Long story short, somebody said, "Oh, it's an evil series," and my mom, being a good mother, wanted to protect me until I realized it's stupid. It is stupid. It's animals. Oh. Okay, Pokefan. So, I'm surprised that somebody was still going on about it like that, because that feels like that's more of a thing that was present during Pokemania. Oh, trust me. I grew up during that time when I was really young back then, but I can vaguely remember people being like, "Oh, this is, you know, evil. You know, this will lead you to do all sorts of like bad things," and like Pokemon was being demonized so much back then. It's honestly kind of just funny going back and looking back at kind of just how people like react. It just shows that like people, whenever something blows up, they react in like these dumb ways and think like, "Oh, it's just like it leads you to all kinds of sin and stuff like that." You know what I mean? I'm not trying to get like, I don't want to get into a whole big discussion about it, but oh yeah, I remember that. I got a few stories that I would prefer not to talk about on here, but maybe I'll talk about it on Discord sometime down the road.
Which means out there, you should probably join the Discord.
Okay. Wow, we have 10 people here. Oh, 8 people. I don't know. YouTube likes to confuse me with the concurrent viewers. Howdy, y'all. Do you guys want to chat? Do you want to talk about the episodes? Anything? Just me and Pokefan hanging out in the chat right now. We don't bite. Am I right, Pokefan? Honestly, I always like Pokemon because it's one of my special interests is animals and zoology and biology, so I feel blessed and happy to have the series in my life. Gotcha, that's cool. Part of what's inspiring my future career. Cool! I like it. I dig it. Hola. Yeah. Yeah, we cool. Join us. It's like that one Simpsons image where it has Homer. He's like on the couch. He got his hand on the couch. Join us. If not, it's all right. I know you guys are probably coming across this stream and being like, "Oh, hey, what's up?" But hey, look, you want to chat? It's okay. If not, you're good. You're good. we'll get you in the next one, or you could maybe say something in the comment section if you want to. It's all up to you. Alright, we've been going on for about a little over an hour. I don't have too much more time, maybe about 10 more minutes. So if there's anything you guys want to chat about, you're good. And then what we're going to do at the end of the stream is we're going to do a raid. I got somebody, her name is Purple Phoenix. She is playing Paper Mario. We'll be raiding her and giving her likes and, you know, yeah. Well, hate to cut it short, but I gotta head or go. Have lunch on the table. Good taking, Mitchell, or good talking. You're fine, Pokefan. All right. Well, you have a good lunch, and hope you have a great rest of the day. Well, I guess we can probably bring the stream to an end then if nobody else wants to chat. You're good, Pokefan. So what we're going to do, I'm going to end the poll. So it looks like we have a tie between 10-9 and 8-7. So 9 or 8 or 9. What are you guys thinking? I guess we'll go with a 9. I guess solid episode. I'd probably still give it like an 8.5. But okay, guys. So what we're gonna do for everybody that's here, we're gonna do a little raid, and I'd like you to participate. I just gotta get it ready here, as long as YouTube doesn't screw up on me. So we're gonna raid. Her name is Purple Phoenix. She is playing Paper Mario: Thousand Year Door right now, a game that I happen to be streaming as well. So what I want you to do, if you can, please do this. If not, it'll just be me. I want you to go there to her stream. I have it in chat now. I want you to put hashtag Mitchellmander raid. So when you like take the life of villainy, you might want to ask yourself that. Fizz, are you going to join this raid? You totally should. No, I'm about to go back to work. I see. We might be making an appearance here in about an hour, by the way. So be on the lookout for us, me and Matt. We got to come up and get some supplies. Anyways, guys, we're gonna get on out of here. Again, we're gonna do our little raid for Purple Phoenix. She's playing Paper Mario: Thousand Year Door. I just want you to go there really quickly, hit the like button, and say hashtag Mitchellmander raid. All right, got you, Viz. Just say I'm almost out. All right. Oh, okay. Dang. But for everyone else, we're gonna just do the raid now. So, anyways, guys, for everyone that's here, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you have a great rest of the day or night where we're at. Hope you have a great rest of the weekend. And I'll see you later.
Boy.